Focus level 22. Color blue. Geometry horizontal. A belief system territory. Most entities encountered here are comatose and sleeping. Some are perhaps still physically alive, but in an unconscious state. These include people in comas, drug-induced states, or who are dreaming, who are insane, or even those who are deranged. When I've had a particularly difficult day, I meditate and then go to F22, where I click out and sleep. It's very peaceful and relaxing. A state of security in which the conscious is learning and testing to feel safe and understand how this level works. Those who identify with the physical may find themselves descending, unaware that they can fly. The explorer, on the other hand, will ascend, because it has been trained to enter and exit F22 at will. Transcending F22 will require all of the previous skills. Also, remember that meditation is a practice, not a real thing. You are safe to practice and explore. F22 introduces us to the beginning of the belief systems that can be defined as attachments. In the most simple way of looking at it, an attachment is what you think you love. You may think this idea or this material object is part of you or is you. You fear that by losing the attachment, you will lose a part of who you are or that which you are attached to in life. While F22 is thought to be a comatose state, it can also be where the mind goes to escape. People reaching this level by using drugs, but also by numbing the mind through automatic behavior. Why do we need to escape to a place of the dead if life has so much to offer? Also found here are the lurkers, those who just sit on the sidelines and watch life pass by. In Tom Campbell's theory of everything, these are referred to as non-player characters, or NPCs. They live inside a small ego bubble of routine expectations and attachments. They believe that they will die with their bodies until their last days. When they realize death is imminent, they will grasp at anything to believe and attach to any device as a savior, never realizing this is the very thing that keeps them here in F22. It is interesting that, traditionally, the state near death is referred to as descending into the ground, so it is associated with the underworld. Yet the experience of meditating is ascending. I suppose that for someone who has never faced their fear, this place would be very scary. Those who identify with the physical may descend, not realizing they can fly. An Egyptian reference to this state is enter the underworld with a heart as light as a feather, Ma'at's test. The spiritual aspect will ascend, because it can enter and leave F22 at will. Remember, you are conscious and alive. You can learn these things now. Have mercy, be of service to others, forgive, and have a light heart. From Session 3, Bob Monroe. At what level, for example, when one passes from this physical matter existence, what is the next level that one moves to? It will depend on what one is ready for. Normally, you would move to level 22. Levels 22 through 28 are your bridge. They are the levels that you may enter upon death. Monroe replies, "Can you describe level 22 for us?" The response, "It is a time in which, to say, purpose for which you have lived are brought out, in which you decide where you will go from there. It is time to begin anew." Then level 22 is not necessarily one of pure energy, such as 46? There is a closer tie between 22 and your plane. It is not a place of pure energy, it is a place of light. What choice is, or what election may one have from level 22? You indicated there is a choice. What choices are available to an entity at that stage of level 22? You would have before you a spectrum of choices as varied as the rays of the sun. Is one such choice to return again to the physical matter existence at this earth level? If that is your wish, there are some beings that have to do that. What is the factor that would be a force, a being that would force a being to have to do this? If there is a mission that he has had that is not accomplished, he must return. Is that his own decision that the mission is not accomplished, or is that decision made for him? That is all one and the same. There is a knowing. Paul Monroe, in an interview about the Lifeline course taught at Monroe Institute, elaborates further about F-22. Well, 22 we labeled as a state that is not post-mortem. This is the place where the dreams are worthy. Anything that is not full consciousness in time-space occurs in 22. And as you can see, all the drug addicts are there. All the alcoholics are there. And people unconscious from some injury. An insight is that this level is blue. That means it is a consensus reality state, like what we experience as physical reality. In previous blue states, such as F8, we learned that we could move, that we are not slow movers like planets and the elements. In F15, we learned that we could fly, not only physically, but in our imagination. That we are capable of innovation and creative thought. In F22, we are learning that we are more than our physical body, and that our awareness of being will survive a physical death.